Yo, what's up, guys? So the patch notes dropped a couple hours ago, and there are some things I want to talk about. Most notably, simulacrum monsters are no longer immune when they're spawning, which is a huge change because that means they can no longer push us and we can just insta-kill them. Also, simulacrum spinners are dropping more across the board and even more from bosses. So that's a lot of spinners, and simulacrums themselves are easier. So simulacrums is getting a bunch of buffs. Also, breach is getting nerfed. The monsters and the chests are going down. So I don't think it's going to be that big of a nerf to breach, but because simulacrum is getting buffed and it was already good, I might as well try it and see how good it is. So I'm gonna do some testing, see what the cost to run it is, how much money you make from maps, how much money you make from doing simulacrums themselves, how hard it is. So if you want to see all that stuff, keep watching. I'll be doing a very in-depth breakdown. If you want to see more stuff like this, you can follow my Twitch link down below, where I'll be doing more currency testing strats and just making money and helping people. So if you want to do simulacrum by itself, you don't need any of these points. But if you want to do the map version where you're farming spinners in the maps, you should get these 2 points. So do 2 simulacrums on difficulty 0 and difficulty 1. So you get these 2 points, and then you can start. You don't really need this one, but this one is where the money is. Instead of getting 1 splinter per enemy or whatever, whenever you drop them, you now drop 2, basically doubling your profits right there alone. That's the only thing that matters. My passive tree doesn't really do anything for simulacrum other than that. This is more for breach and other stuff, so you can copy this if you want. So right now it's 187 exiles for 1 simulacrum. They went down a decent amount, so they should be cheaper right now. I like using the distilled paranoias because they give rare monsters. You don't have to use this if you don't want to, but I like using them for my maps. They actually went down as well. They used to be 1 to 5, now they're 1 to 3.9. So they're cheaper. So I recommend using them. You don't have to. You can use other stuff. You can use this one, which gives pack size, and it's like half the price, or even more than half the price. But I think the other ones are better. Okay, so it's been a couple hours and I'm back. After I show you everything, I'll give you a spreadsheet with all the values, how much money I spent, how much money I made to be exact. But this is just like a general overview. I got 3 flasks in 10 runs. Now your results might be a bit better, it might be a bit worse, I don't know, but I got 3. I also got a megalomaniac. This one isn't good, so you can get a better one. These 2 staffs aren't that good. It seems like if you get +4 and high crit, it can be worth something, but these ones are kind of dog shit. But yeah, other than that, in these 10 runs, I also got 3 divine orbs, a perfect jewelers, level 20 skill gem, which I didn't expect. I keep forgetting that the simulacrum was level 83, I believe. 17 chaos orbs, and I got a bunch of distillations, which do sell for a decent price. And some bubblegum currency. I won't be putting the currency, most of the currency, in the spreadsheet because it's just not enough. But this is everything I got. Now, compared to pre-patched simulacrum, it's much easier. I think if you have a decent build, you can actually do difficulty 4 with ease. You don't need to do difficulty 4. I believe the flask can drop on any difficulty. I did difficulty 4 for the purpose of the test. You can see if your build can handle it. It should be able to. If you can't, you can check out my build guide on this build and see if it works for you. But yeah, this is all the loot I got. I also did about 10 or 20. I did 20, but I'm not counting the second half because that's for a different video. But in my 10, I used rituals and I just used pack size. But in the 10 I did, first, I used the pack size distillations. I was doing ritual stuff and I got about 268 simulacrum spinners. So that's almost a simulacrum in 10 maps, and those were 10 really fast maps. And a simulacrum's over divine. It's pretty good money. It's not the best. I think when I do my breaches, my juice breaches with a bunch of quan and stuff and rare monsters on my distillations, I might get more. Okay, so onto the spreadsheet. So the 10 simulacrums cost me 1,870 exalts or 16 div. One div right now is 117x. Here's all the stuff I got. I showed you all this before, but just going over it. The highest things were obviously the flask. The divines were good. Exiles almost gave me a divine. The perfect jewelers was a decent amount. The skill gems also a divine. All the distillations, like, they're a lot. These ones are kind of shitty, but I got so much it kind of like made up for the money. So all in all, this is like a couple divines worth of distillations. So just pick up everything, dump them in a tab, and you can sort them out later and just like sell them all to Alpha at the same time. The highest one, I guess, was the Paranoia, which is the rare monster one, and the Fears. I don't think I got the two highest tiers. The second highest isn't really worth that much, but the like highest one is a couple of divines, like 2 divines. So you can get even luckier. If I did more, I probably would have gotten it, but I didn't. So my, net profit could have been higher. Anyways, so my gross profit, just like this stuff, is 79.5 divines or 9,300 exalts. And my net profit after I subtract all this stuff, the only thing I paid for was the simulacrums, and you can technically farm these yourself. But I paid for all 10, and this subtracted from this is 7,400 or 63 divines. 1,870 from my gross profit is 7,400 exalts or 63.6 divines. So in 10 maps or 10 simulacrums, I got 63.5 divine profit, which is pretty good. They took me no time. It's like a completely brain dead strat. I think I did like 4 an hour, and I wasn't even like locked in. So it's like a bit over 2 hours for this much money. And this is actually, I think, insane. Now, it is RNG reliant. You have to hope you get the flask, but it would take a lot to lose money. If you get the flask once, it'll give you more money than 10 simulacrums. So you'd have to go on an insane dry streak for it not to be worth it. So I think this is a crazy strat. If you want to do simulacrums, then you'll make money like almost guaranteed. Don't quote me on that, but it's pretty crazy. Okay, so I have more ideas in mind. I want to do some ritual stuff. Ritual omens got buffed, so they drop or they appear more often in the rituals. So I'm gonna test how good those are. I also want to test breach because they did do a nerf to breach. I don't think it's gonna be significant enough that it's bad, but we made a lot of money here, and maybe ritual is even more money. Maybe it's less. So if you want to see all those videos, be sure to subscribe. If you want to see anything specific, you can leave a comment and I'll be sure to look at it. Also, follow my Twitch. I stream every day. I'm gonna stream even more on Twitch and YouTube, but follow my Twitch as that's my primary source of streaming in the future. Anyways, thanks for watching, and until next time.